Good evening, you're listening to the Modern Mystic radio show on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. The energy has been absolutely intense, I've noticed, with myself, with my clients as well, going through all sorts of things. So this last moon energy that we went through has been really, really powerful, both positively and for some negatively as well. So I don't know whether you can relate to that. Right, so just quickly, gonna just tell you a little bit about how I work, how long I've been working in this way, and how to get hold of me as well. So my name is Sarah. I'm a psychic based in the UK. I've been working as a psychic for over 27 years professionally. Psychic since childhood, had my first childhood experiences in terms of psychic vision when I was around 7 years old. So I have my own private practice here up here on Psychic Today, which is a UK Sky channel devoted to psychic awareness and psychic abilities. And also have my own private practice here in the UK. I am available on Skype as well, and you can catch me on Facebook. I do a free live psychic session on my Facebook page, Mystic Sarah, and also Modern Mystic. So if you want to have a look at that and join in, you are more than welcome. Okay, so I'm going to be taking 2 callers today. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to listening to your questions and answering those questions as well. But today, before I do that, I want to talk about star seeds. Now, you may have heard the term, you may know the term very well, you may even be one. But for those of you who have not heard of the term, I'm going to go into it in a little bit more detail. So the term star seed basically means, or is, a human being like you and I, with one major difference. The difference is their soul. Their soul originates from either another planet or higher planes of existence. And these people are born, or these souls are born onto the earth. Really, their main mission is to raise consciousness and awareness and the vibration of Earth, and also to help and serve humanity. Now, when we're born, we kind of go through, we've all had our previous lives, but we go through this veil, and this veil kind of blocks out all of those previous lives and all of that knowledge. So we have to start from scratch each time we are born. Now, the same applies with a starseed. So even though they are highly evolved beings, from all sorts of different places and planes of existence, they forget all of that, and they also, more importantly, forget that mission. And what happens here is, as they go through life, they'll have certain experiences until they reach a point of awakening, and this is where they kind of really get back in touch with their own soul, their own history, and also their own abilities as well, because these star seeds tend to be very empathic. They tend to be natural healers, natural psychics as well, and light workers. So if that's something that you are, then maybe you can relate to some of the things that starseeds tend to experience. Now, I'm going to go through some of those things with you now. So primarily, the number one thing is that they feel different. They don't feel as though this planet is their home, and they feel like they want to go home. They don't feel like they fit in. You know, they notice that difference even as a child. So that's something that you can relate to. Then please do listen into some more, because they also have had either strong psychic or paranormal experiences as well as a child, and obviously ongoing into the present. They may have seen all sorts of things from spirits to even UFOs, you know. So they are highly developed in terms of clairvoyance. They're also highly sensitive, so they'll be aware of energy changes. They'll be aware of, they'll just be able to get that vibe of somebody. So again, natural psychic ability. ability. They seem to have an ability to not necessarily need communication. They have almost like a telepathic ability as well. Sometimes they feel that they can, they're very sensitive around electric equipment as well, so that might be faulty or muck up, or lights might blow, etc., etc. Also, they have a deep affinity with the animal kingdom, and, you know, again, can have that sort of open communication or telepathic communication with them. They tend to feel like they don't fit in. You know, they struggle with interpersonal relationships. They also struggle with the culture of modern day society and fitting into that, and fitting into those quite rigid sort of structures, and the, you know, everything we kind of have to sort of deal with money and all this, that and the other. They tend to shy away from things like TV and the news and everything like that, because anything that brings their energy down, they don't like. And they also feel alienated by the sort of friends, family or co-workers. So if those are some of the things that you can relate to, then perhaps you are a starseed. And if you are, you know, maybe actually having a look at developing those psychic or healing abilities will actually bring about that previous knowledge of where you have come from. Okay, so I believe my first caller is there and she's waiting, and we have Dawn in Whitmore Lake, Michigan. Hi, Dawn, are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. Really, really well.
Good. Very good.
Okay, do you have a question for me?
I do have a question for you. It's about my romantic life.
Sorry, say that again?
My romantic life, my love life.
Okay. Right, I'm going to shuffle the cards. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, or you just want me to look at your love life in general?
Yes, I would. I just would like to add that, is this the person that I am supposed to be with, and if there is marriage in the future? Okay.
Right, let me just have a look and see what I get here with this for you. I'm going to deal out a few cards and just try and tune into your energy as well. You've got very strong energy, I have to say that. I love your energy, actually. Let's just see what we've got here coming in for you. So as I tune into the cards, and I've got them here with me, there's something about this relationship that feels a little bit slow. And I just feel here, I've got you waiting for that kind of a sense of commitment. I just feel like there's more that you need from this relationship, from this person. I do feel that there is a future with this. I do feel that there's a future with this, but I just feel that the person we're talking about does have a few commitment issues. They do have a few commitment issues, and I feel like it's very difficult, because I feel like when you try and broach the subject, you know, I get them clamming up, and they don't seem to then it seems to go backwards a little bit. Do you see what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I feel with this, let's just see, because I feel like this person is very stubborn in the way that they think, very fixed in the way that they think. I feel that, I mean, in terms of commitment, you know, I feel like it is there. I do feel like it's there, but I just get with them a sense of slowness, and also unwillingness to kind of change the way things are. You know, for them, you know, the way things are, the way the relationship is, you know, it seems to work. And this is kind of where I feel like they're stuck. They're not really seeing the value. This is the problem with them. They're not really seeing the value of more commitment. Okay. And I feel like it's that needs to shift, and it's that attitude that does need to change. Now, I kind of feel here, it's like they're not going to do it just because you want that. They've got to want it as well. So it's like what I want to say here is to take some time and thought to, how can I put it, pretty it up in a way that, you know, to make the whole sense of commitment be more about them, really, rather than it serving you. Because then I feel like if they think, oh, actually, that is a good idea, yes, I think I want to go for that, I just feel like I've got more of a forwards movement here with them. But if they see it as something that you solely want, then I feel like I've got them holding back. I feel here that I'm very drawn towards the beginning of next year here when we're looking at the commitment. I feel like it's just going to take a little bit more time to get that out of them because they are a little bit stuck in their way of thinking. I'm also being shown here timing with this, so be a little bit patient. And even though you feel as though there's no, how can I put it, no direction or future, or you can't see the change just yet, what I am being shown here is that you will. And I also feel here that this is going to kind of take you by surprise, okay? Because I feel like it will solely come from them. And you will get that commitment, but I feel like I've got you not expecting it at that time. So does that help?
It does. It makes a lot of sense for me.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask?
I just want to make sure that because we do get along very well, and it does feel like my soulmate. We can laugh and we can have the best time together, but I just have a lot of trust issues, and so that is one of my main concerns is not wanting to waste my time, but yet at the same time, we fit together so well, I'm afraid it's going to go away.
Yes, I mean, I totally understand where you're coming from, because with him sort of holding back on the commitment thing, it makes you then question the relationship. It makes you then question his intentions,
Right.
And that can be a very difficult one to kind of overcome, because all you can do really is push that fear to the back of your mind, and carry on as normal. I have got with him, I don't think this relationship is a waste of time. I don't think it's a waste of time. I feel here that he will prove himself to you. I feel in his mind that he is committed to you. However, you need to see a little bit more. How can I put it? You need more than him just turning up and being there, And I feel he will give that to you. And what I'm being shown here is over just a small space of time. Sort of around 3 to 6 months here, I feel that you will know at that point that relationship is right for you. I mean, I see it as, yes, you've got a soul connection here, but it's how can I put it? With soul connections, quite often they push our insecurity buttons,
Yes.
So that's what I feel is kind of going on here. It's pushing that insecurity button here, and you're pushing his commitment button. So we've got two buttons being pressed, and it's who's going to kind of win in this situation. I feel here time will tell, because you can both work through both of these issues, the commitment and the insecurity as well. But I'm seeing the relationship offer you the commitment and the happiness that you desire. And I have got that in your future.
Oh, good. That's really good to hear. That makes me happy.
Oh,
that makes me really happy.
Lovely. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you. You take care.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, right. So we're just going to wait for our second caller to come through. Very, very excited about that. So maybe yours is a love question. Let's just see. So we have, I think it's, hold on. It's Jeannie in Texas. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? Are you there?
Yes.
Hello. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, I just having problems in my relationship and finances.
Okay, so you want me to look at love and finances, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, let's just see what I get here for you. Right, I'm just going to deal the cards out for you. And let's have a look and see what I get here. And which area of your life. Oh, okay, they seem to be really tied together here. Right, okay, let's have a look. So with the relationship side of it, I feel like I want to tackle that first. I feel like communication is way out here with you two. I just feel like I've got conflict. I feel like I've got really difficult energy between the two of you. And it's just a case of like not meeting eye to eye. It feels, I mean, you've got a very, very intense connection. I do feel that. But I also feel there's a lot of conflict within the relationship as well. And they don't seem to be budging an awful lot. I feel like I've got you really trying to work with them in order to smooth things out and put more harmony into the relationship. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what I feel, let me just have a look. I want to have a look at outcome here with this, because obviously I can see the difficulty, and I just get barriers up. It's like they're not telling you anything and you've got nowhere to go with it. Let's just see what I've got in terms of where it's going. Okay, so what I am being shown here is no, it's not going to end in disaster. So you're okay there. There is a way forward is another thing that I am being told here with this. Right, okay. They seem to be, I feel like I'm getting the word sort of like they're taking you for granted a little bit. I feel like you've got yourself stuck in a bit of like a rut or a bit of a loop here. So I feel like you're going around in circles with this relationship. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
There's the element of him not listening to or taking you seriously as well. So he's not listening to what you're saying. He doesn't see how much this is bothering you. Okay, this sense of disharmony. It's not that he wants to create, and he doesn't want disharmony. To be honest with you, I think that's the last thing he wants. But I do feel here it's like he's not willing to work with you. He kind of wants everything his own way. And that's not going to work for you, because I feel like it's unfair then, and it's very one-sided. I feel here, let me just see, I need to see what the solution is to this. Okay, so we've got a slight change and shift of direction over this, and I get everything sort of swinging back into balance as well. I'm very drawn towards the month of October here for you. I know that's not immediate, but I feel like that is going to be a better month for you. I feel I do feel like you need to stand your ground, and not be railroaded into a one-sided relationship. It has to be equal here. So I feel like you've got to be quite firm. And also, I feel here it's about learning when to, how can I put it? Learning when to stop when the conversation is not going in the direction you need it to go. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, because what I get here with this is a sense of, yes, we get conflict, but then I just feel like if you carry on, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and worse and worse and worse. It ends up in a bigger fallout here. I feel that the relationship can sort itself out, but I also feel that it's coming through you. You are going to be the catalyst for that change, okay? So I want to say follow you. You are a very intuitive person. I do feel that. So I'm being told here for you to just listen to your intuition as to what the next step is. But I do feel like I have got you working things out and staying together and being happy, as well. I need to add that, and being happy. So let's have a look at the finances as well. See, because I feel like that. Do you argue about the finances as well?
No, my problem is we split up because I caught him cheating on me.
Right.
And,
okay.
We didn't talk to each other for a while, and then last week I was taking him lunch to his job again. For almost a week, having a good talk during his lunch break, and then all of a sudden he started ignoring me again. So I don't know what's going on.
I still feel, because you've got a strong soul connection, soulmate cards come up with you. So I feel that you are going to be able to heal the rift here between you. I don't think he realises just how fortunate he is that you are prepared to forgive him. Like I said right in the beginning, I felt like he was taking you for granted here, and I feel like he's still doing that. Yes, he's gone quiet again, but I feel that he is going to come back again. Okay, and at that point, I feel like this is where you need to be standing your ground. Okay, and putting down some ground rules here with him, but also highlighting the fact that, how can I put it, you may be prepared to forgive him, however you're not going to keep on forgiving him if he keeps on mucking up. He needs to understand that. He does need to understand that. Otherwise, I feel here, he is going to lose you. Sometimes it's very difficult to get rid of complacency and being taken for granted. But as I look at the cards, I do feel that you have got a future together. I feel like you've got a future together, so I think you'll be back in contact. But then the ball will be in your court. We'll make sure the ball is in your court, okay?
Okay.
Now, you wanted to look at finances as well, didn't you? Let's have a look and see what I get with this. I'm getting the month of September around finances here for you. And for whatever reason, I feel like I am looking at joint finances here. So, like I said, I do feel like you're going to make it work with this guy. I do feel I feel like I've got a new opportunity for you that's going to improve your financial situation. And I feel, like I said, I feel like I've got the month of September around that. I feel like how can I put it? It's like you've kind of done everything that you can with your finances at the moment. So I feel like the only thing that you can do is to bring in a bigger sum of money. Does that make sense? I feel like you've cut all the corners that you can. So I feel here, I'm getting that opportunity come in. Try practicing some law of attraction, start manifesting, trying to bring that extra sum of money in, okay? And I feel like I've got you doing it because I'm seeing it there for you around September, October time.
I'm actually a real realtor, but I've been working with another realtor as his assistant because he does much better than me. But he tried to Jew me down on what he promised he'd pay me, and then I don't know how it's going to turn out.
Okay.
That's what I was worried about.
Right, okay. What, in terms of you finally getting paid, is that right?
Yeah, he paid me last month, but he was really whining about he didn't think he told me $250 a contract when he told me $350 a contract, and now he's trying to say he didn't. And I told him, Devin, I don't lie, and I haven't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be saying this if you wouldn't have told me that. So.
I mean, I feel
that he's gonna.
Yeah. I want to say stand your ground with that one. Stand your ground. And say that's what you've agreed to, and you're not going to change your mind on it. I feel that he will eventually give in and pay you what he agreed to pay you.
Okay.
Okay, but stand your ground. Don't be afraid to stand your ground.
Mhm. So
okay.
Will I continue to work with him, or end up in a different kind of job, or go back into real estate myself? I don't know which way.
I want to say I'm very drawn to real estate further down the line, but I feel like there is going to be another opportunity come September. Right, I'm going to have to disappear quickly, come to the end of the show, so thank you very much. So I'm going to wish everybody a wonderful week ahead. Stay tuned, same time next week. Love and light to you all. Have a great week.